I go into the scene very open about it, actually, in a sense, so that the actors, I rehearse, I never turn the camera, I never start shooting anything until the actors and I are ready to do so. In other words, I don't ever waste film if I can avoid it. It's a very precious commodity as far as I'm concerned. And I tend to wait until the moment is right to do it. So each little segment is really worked out with the actors, and then you put it together. Suddenly forgotten. Bernard Hill. My memory for names these days. But with Bernard Hill, it was slightly different. It's odd because I shot quite a lot to begin with him, and then he had 10 days when I was shooting all the other material where he was not involved. When he came back, he sort of got out of the role. It was very odd. I've never had that happen before. And I really had to sort of, be quite strong with him because he'd lost the energy for some reason. It was very mysterious. I can sort of understand he went off. I know what he did, but I mean, he was away for 10 days and then coming back. And he got it back again. I think Bernard's amazing in this film. I really do think he's wonderful in it.
Question at the back.
Yeah, I don't think for me he wasn't quite as convincing as some of the others.
It's quite as
convincing.
Oh right, that's
some
right.
of the other actors.
Yeah.
I thought, generally the actors were so convincing. But I think that the American narrator slightly jarred with me.
Right.
Compared to those wonderful English actors speaking the lines so beautifully. It just jarred slightly.
That's all right. That's a matter of,
Yeah.
It's what makes horse racing possible. I disagree, of course.
Yeah.
I think Crenna did a wonderful job, actually, I have to say. I mean, it is a little odd having an American in a production of that kind. I think he assimilated very well. Does anyone else agree with that? Do they find Richard Crenna?
He brought a lightness of touch.
Pardon?
He brought a lightness of touch.
Yes, I think so too. I mean, I think it would have been very interesting to have had Stoppard do it, of course. I think it would have been something different. But it wouldn't be made, I'm afraid. That's the trouble.
It is also wonderful you comment on television in general, isn't it, with all the broadcast of the nation and the media service around. So the fact that it's a made-for-television piece, but one that is that is very, very critical of TV.
Mm.
So and just another layer to the complexity.
I must say, I really was quite astonished by the scene. Of course, doing it in the studio, I resisted going in the studio. Get cars at Pulp. And then I did a film, the third film I did was called The Tunnel Man, and I really was introduced to the studio, shooting in film studios. And I realised what a joy it was, because you've got complete control over the sound, the lighting, and everything. And but seriously, I don't know how many of you know about filmmaking, but to do that film in 28 days is truly, with the snow, the rain, you have this magic box within which you are creating this sort of dreamlike sort of film, in a sense. It's very, I really was found it pretty extraordinary, the inventiveness of Wojtek and the production team and the cameraman, and with the snow and the raid on the office and all the rest of it. I did think it was kind of a deep touch.
5 scenes a day.
Quite tired in the end. I couldn't do it now. I had to study.
I think it's 5 scenes a day on average, because there's at least
at least that. Yes.
Any other questions for Mike? Yes, at the back.
The scene with the attack on the first demonstrators in the snow reminded me of Eisenstein, and who were actually doing a homage to Eisenstein.
Yeah, I don't think I could take total credit. I think you're quite right. A friend of mine sitting next to me just now said it, whispered in my ear, but I'm quite proud to attach myself to, if you're going to steal something, steal from a good one.
I thought it really worked.
I'm pretty amazed, I must say, looking at it again.
And Mike, where you're at now with your career after Croupier and I'll Sleep With Undead, Are things getting any easier for you?
Well, it's 5 years since I made Our Sleep in London.
So yes, it's a long chunk of time already.
And it looks like I might get a film made next year. Well, I've written a novel. Yes, so I've enjoyed doing that.
And when is that?
Well, it's not being published in English, so I get on so well in this country. It's being published in French by a French publisher. Isn't that interesting? See how well I fit in here? So we'll see. So that's what I do. And then it looks like I may just get to make a film beginning of next year of Thomas Mann's novella called Marianne the Magician. So we'll see whether that happens.
Okay, well, best of luck with that.
Thank you.
I think we've got time for one last question, if anyone has one. Yes, right at the back.
I was going to ask, it's quite a water-law picture of solidarity, and right at the end, you have Rolanda saying, we thought we were marching down the road and it just came to forks and forks.
Oh, right.
I was going to ask two questions in one, really. One, that struggle was still going on in Poland. Did you have any doubts about presenting in that way, about presenting all the problems within solidarity? And also, did anyone criticise you for doing that?
No, we certainly weren't criticised. And as I said earlier, I was led to believe that it became a black market video in Poland. I'm not sure I understand the question, actually.
I think there was a way at the time in Western media where solidarity was quite sort of heroised.
Yes.
Obviously, it was a very real struggle for them.
Yes, no, absolutely.
You didn't feel any pressure to have a more heroic, less realistic
Yes.
picture of them.
I thought that the line about the fork and the fork, which you just picked on, was really touching, actually, I thought.
Yeah, I agree.
And the complications of whatever kind of human form of politics is so difficult, isn't it? It's really, I really felt that you got that feeling. It didn't matter whether you were in a communist regime or a democracy as we know it, or used to know it. It's complicated, isn't it? It's very difficult.
Okay, I think we'll leave it there, but I'd like to thank Mike Hodges for coming down this evening. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us here on the CineCity Festival podcast. Visit www.cine-city.co.uk to view this year's programme, book tickets and stay on top of all the festival news. You can also subscribe to the podcast while you're there to make sure you never miss an episode. The CineCity podcast is created in association with Director's Notes, the weekly film podcast dedicated to the what, how and why of independent filmmaking. Find it over at www.directorsnotes.com.